you have to do rigorous voter sensitization so that people understand. Because change sometimes, people are afraid of change, and because they think, like they're comfortable with the marble, there's no problem with the marble, and even though we explained the logistical nightmares, right now we have 18 political parties, and maybe in the next week or so we may have the 19th.
Colley also confirmed that despite the delay in voter registration, the date for the presidential election stands.
What I'm confirming is 4th December we cannot push it. So it holds. It's constitutional, so we can't, because 3 months before the expiry, in the 3 months before the expiry of date, there shall be presidential election. We are not foreseeing, unless natural calamity or so, which I am not praying for.
As it stands, the 2021 electoral calendar is as follows. Voter registration from the 29th of May 2021 to 11th of July 2021. Nomination of presidential candidate will commence on the 30th October and end on 5th November 2021. 6th November 2021 will be Public Scrutiny Day. The last day of withdrawal of candidature is 26 November 2021. The campaign period will be the 9th of November to 2nd December 2021, and Presidential Election Day is 4th December 2021. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
The Supreme Court of the Gambia has published its full judgment on constitutional immunity claim in the state versus Yankuba Toure trial for the alleged murder of Usman Koro Ceesay. The court has found out that the immunity clause, which has been heavily relied upon by the accused during submissions in the hearings, does not provide any blanket or unqualified immunity. Mahmoud Lamin Choi has been reading the judgment.
The highest court in the land has published its judgment stating in detail why Yankuba Toure is not protected by the Constitution he had relied on for immunity against prosecution for his alleged involvement in the murder of Usman Koro Ceesay. The 38-page-long document begins by citing previous judgments of the Supreme Court on constitutional matters, also referencing international laws and the immunity clause on the basis of which the accused relied to be discharged by the High Court in October last year. In its judgment, dated the 19th of March, the court acknowledges the immunity right of the accused in the Constitution, but also gave legal context based on what the immunity provisions entail. In its interpretation, the court argues that the immunity clause, which had been heavily relied upon for the immunity of the accused, does not provide any blanket or unqualified immunity. To sum up, it means that the immunity clause is not without limitations or conditions. Going further to emphasize that point, the court notes 2 important conditions to the clause, which form part of requirement for the immunity it seeks to provide. The condition cited by the court, which it said it could rely on to deny the accused immunity claim, is the second of these, which read as follows. Firstly, beneficiary of the immunity must be a member of the AFPRC or a minister or other some persons appointed by the said council at the relevant time. And secondly, the immunity being claimed must be in relation to an act or omission in the performance of that person's official duties. The judges also recognize the fact that Yankuba is a former member of the AFPRC, which seized power in 1994. His alleged murder of Usman Koro Ceesay, for which he is claiming immunity against prosecution, has no connection to official duties. It is therefore not surprising, as mentioned in the judgment, that the accused and his lawyer failed to canvass this point in their submissions. Having established that point, the court observes that by no stretch of the imagination can the alleged killing of Usman Koro Ceesay by allegedly bludgeoning him to death with a pestle be said to have been carried out by the accused in the performance of his official duties. For the court, this obvious fact is, however, sufficient to deprive the accused, Yankuba Toure, of any immunity he claims under paragraph 13, subsection 1 of the second schedule from prosecution for the alleged killing. Another significant point the court notes in its judgment is the protection of right to life for everyone, which is guaranteed by the 1997 Constitution, except on specified conditions which do not provide or grant immunity to anyone. Giving a broader perspective of the significance of the right to life and its relations to the immunity clause in the 1997 Constitution, the court analyzes that if there is hierarchy of rights, the right to life must rank as the primary and topmost right, together with those associated with it, such as the protection from torture and inhuman or degrading treatment. It is important to stress in this judgment that constitutional immunity does exist for particular people, but with some conditions as highlighted by the court. Also, by this unanimous judgment and in general, when constitutional immunity affects the rights of others such as access to justice by victims and the accountability of perpetrators, the Supreme Court of the Gambia wants us to understand that it is incompatible with the promotion of the respect for human rights and accountability for crimes or violations of human rights. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Well, from that story, we will take a commercial break. Still to come, we have some more local news stories. Don't go away.
Join the Gambia's fastest growing network and enjoy high-speed 4G LTE. Dial *335# to subscribe to QCell's 4G LTE service. There's no need to swap your SIM. QCell, Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along the Karuba Avenue, and I am Mariam Asania. The former Director of Internal Security at the NIA during the 2007 investigations of the missing West African migrants on Tuesday told the TRRC that the panel set up to investigate and work with the international investigators was fraudulent, as they were just protecting the government of the Gambia. Babukar C has the rest of that story.
Witness Ibrahim Drame said he was part of the task force set up by the government to help the fact-finding mission from ECOWAS and the AU about the missing migrants. Mr. Drame explains about what the task force was assigned to do.
The mandate given to us that the fact-finding team will pose questions to the Gambia government. And our task force is being tasked to give answers to those questions posed. And our answers has to be in collaboration with the government institutions, the relevant institutions.
Drame said what they witnessed during the arrival of the international investigators was to save the image of the country. At the time, he claimed not known that up to 51 migrants were killed. In a heated exchange with the lead counsel about a cover-up by their investigation panel and the false report presented by the government, the witness said they were made to focus on and believe that only 8 bodies were found in Brufut.
I want you to believe one thing. There was not any one point in time that we were made to understand. Oh, we are told that 51 people were killed in this country. For me personally, and I want to beg you to believe that.
The witness said he has never been afraid to conduct any security operations until the issue of the migrants came up while he was the Director of Internal Security and Operations. He added that he might not be alive today if the panel made the mistake of implicating the government. Drame said that they were not comfortable with one of the panel members, Awaba, a civilian, who they believe would not concur with their findings and as such never attended their sittings.
The information that was given to you to be passed on to the Ghanaians was
all false.
You all did that with full knowledge of the fact that you were feeding lies to cover up a national shame.
Very correct, sir, because we were not at liberty.
On the issue of the Barra police station diary, the witness said he came to know about what he termed a game played by the government, thanks to the witness who testified at the TRRC. Babukar C, QTV News.
At QTV, we appear to be called to report house fires on a weekly basis. In many of these, we report on loss of property. However, in yet another unfortunate incident, a fire incident in Talanding in the early hours of Sunday has claimed the life of a 40-year-old Asan Jeng. Lolly M. Camara has more.
According to the witnesses, the inferno started at around 1:30 a.m. on Sunday morning and lasted for hours. In addition to claiming a life, the fire consumed all valuables in the house. According to the surviving fire victims, the cause of the fire is yet to be established, but as with many we have reported on, they suspected an electric short circuit. Babukar Mansali, Ward Councillor Talinde, blames the terrible scene on the thieves, arguing that due to increased theft, Hassan Jeng installed a tight security door, which was said to be burglar-proof. Unfortunately, this made it difficult for him to escape when the fire broke out, causing him to faint.
All because of this escape that are happening. Your life is at risk. Your property cannot save. If you put this thing just to save your family, to save your property, and even your life, at the same time when emergency occurs, you cannot save. Why all these things? Why all these things? At the end of the day, when you caught a thief, you take the person to the station. The next 4 days, you will see him again. When would that guy stop?
As a ward councillor, Mansali appeals to the National Assembly for a stricter laws regarding thieves to be enacted.
I am appealing to the National Assembly. Even though we are going to amend, we bring a law whereby this Sharia law, if you steal, you cut your hand. If you do that, when will you will never think of it. If people see you, wow, they will recognize you straight. He's the guy. But as far as that is not happening, look at today. Though we used to have fire incidents here, that occurs here. But this is my first time in my ward, being the ward councillor, whereby somebody lost his life.
Yaya Dafe, who shared the apartment with late Hassan Jeng, had this to say.
All what I can say is that nothing has been removed from the house. Everything got burned, and I could not believe at the time that Hassan was dead because he only fainted as the fire rescue team tried to get him out from the bathroom where he got stuck. But I was later informed that he is dead. I am really saddened by his passing.
This is a difficult moment for the Jeng family, as information reaching us is that the late Hassan Jeng had just returned from America, where his wife and children currently are. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
May the deceased soul rest in peace. Residents of Brosobe Phase 1 Extension are calling on Brikama Area Council to help clear an illegal dump site growing in the middle of the community. According to them, the land is owned and has been abandoned by the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation. Babukar C visited the place and files in this report.
According to the residents living around this area, this is a local football ground, but has now been turned to a dump site. And there are fears that it can be the next Bakote dump site if the right measures are not taken. To many that we spoke to, they said this place is owned by the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, but under the Brikama Area Council. And they have done all they could to make sure that they contact these authorities to stop this menace going on here, but to no avail. A local football field turned into a dump site. Those living here say they are so affected by the bad odor emitted from the site that they dare not open their doors or windows. They fear that things will be even worse during the rainy season. Sajo Bojang, a resident, said they are all really suffering.
The
bad odor and the mosquitoes here, and even dead dogs, cats and other animals are all dumped in this place, thus making life difficult for us, particularly those living next to this place. We are suffering. When you talk to some of them to stop dumping, they insult you. Garbage trucks come here twice a week, but these people prefer to dump their rubbish here instead. People come all the way from Willinkamba with donkey carts to throw their rubbish in this place. If the rainy season finds this place in this condition, we will all be sick.
Another neighbor who spoke to us on the basis of anonymity said they are just living under the protection of God, but the dump site can cause serious health complications for them.
Mus nañoo dem ñun ñi nga xam ne ñun ñooy next door to the mbalit bi fii mus nañoo dem ci Brikama Area Council.
We went to Brikama Area Council and Social Security and reported the matter, but nothing has been done about this dump site. If one has an elderly person, his or her health condition will be at risk because of this dump site. During the rainy season, it is even worse. I'm scared that it will be worse if the next rainy season finds this garbage here, because it has increased. People come all the way from Willinkamba to dump their garbage. It's really disheartening, and we can't do much about it. All we can do now is to call on authorities to come to our rescue. We have been told that the land belongs to Social Security and this area is under Birkam Area Council. Please let them help us as we are suffering.
People in this community have told us that they have used their own resources to clear the dump site and are still willing to pay to clear of the dump site again. But there is no assurance that after clearing, the illegal dumping will stop. When contacted on the issue, as the area falls under their jurisdiction, the PRO of the Birkama Area Council said 3 collection trucks go to Bursubi every Thursday to collect the garbage from Phase 1 and Phase 2, including the affected area. Several efforts to reach the Director of Housing at Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation using the number we have proved fruitless after a week of trying. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
We will take a commercial break. Still to come, we have business and international news stories.
Buy your QCell credit using your QMoney account without any hassle. Cash in any amount starting from $10 and enjoy the amazing services QMoney has to offer. With QMoney, life is easy. Visit your nearest QMoney agent to cash in or call customer care on 133. Don't forget to wash your hands with soap after handling cash. QMoney.
A reminder that you're watching QTV News, coming to you live from our studios along the Caraba Avenue. Bursubi Turntable is known as a nice environment full of hustle and bustle. However, trucks carrying sand and gravel packed along the highway are creating an unattractive look to the area and is becoming something of great concern to many. More in this report from Alassane Bakari Balde. It is narrated by Bakari Balde.
A large number of heavy trucks can be seen assembled filled with sand and gravel using the Bursubi Turntable Highway as a garage while awaiting customers. The inhabitants of the area and other regular road users are not happy about the situation. To many, this is dangerous and could cause accidents. According to Ahmad Cham, a sand truck driver, it is due to the absence of a garage that trucks are occupying the road at Bursubi. He further called on the government of the Gambia and Truck Drivers Union to provide a space for the trucks to decongest the road.
We don't have a garage. The government and the truck union should help us have a garage. The garage they gave us is too small because now the trucks are many.
Mohammed Joum said the way in which the trucks are lined up is improper. According to him, this poor system is uncalled for and any wrong movement could lead to a fatal accident. He further cautions his fellow drivers to drive with care and do what is right. He urges the government through the transport union to come to their aid by providing a garage.
Lack of garage is part of the issue causing the whole problem. It is not safe for trucks to park around here. Sometimes the police will complain. They should help us have a garage. It can also hinder the movement of people around this area.
Mama Salif Jallo, another truck driver, points out that the road is very narrow due to the parking of trucks on both sides of the road.
The trucks are occupying the road. They should help the drivers with a garage because this is not safe. Blocking the road can cause accidents and can disrupt the traffic.
This is a nuisance to not only motorists but to pedestrians, cyclists, donkey and horse carts. Despite the complaints from those affected, truck drivers maintain their stand that they will occupy the place until a suitable area is provided for them. Reporting for QTV News, I am Bakari Balde.
In business news, the first deputy governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia on Tuesday presided over the inauguration of Supersonics Microfinance new head office in Talinding. And Sumana Esonyasi reports.
Established in 2015, Supersonics has over 150 staff, all of whom are Gambians, and is one of the leading microfinance agencies in the country, serving over 65,000 customers countrywide. Declaring this new striking office officially open for business, Dr. Sekou Jabi, first Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, commended the Supersonics management for their commitment and contribution to the growth of the country's microfinance system. Giving assurance of the Central Bank's continuous support, he also implored other microfinance agencies to emulate Supersonics by adopting a customer-centered approach and digitalizing their services.
Over the years, microfinance institutions, including Supersonics, have been very instrumental in deepening the financial inclusion, especially providing financial service to women groups and CAFOs across the country. Their intervention have made finance accessible to the remotest part of the country. More importantly, microfinance are key stakeholders in the formulation and implementation of the financial inclusion strategy, which seeks to accelerate the level of financial inclusion in the Gambia.
Giving a brief history of Supersonics, Ibrahim Cham, the board chairman, says the company was established to promote financial inclusion and went on to pay tribute to their customers for their patronage and contribution to turning Supersonics into a vibrant microfinance enterprise whose unbeatable services are being enjoyed nationwide.
Today we have an enterprise that have mobilized hundreds of millions of dollars in customer savings and deposits. Today we have an enterprise that supports Gambian businesses, especially SMEs, women and youth, disbursing in excess of $20 million each monthly as loans. Today, Supersonics is a reality, and we are here to stay, inshallah.
Highlighting the importance of having the first microfinance head office in Talinding, Famanjai, a customer, and Lamin Bobaji, representative of the Alcalá of Talinding, expressed delight at the opening of this new headquarters and called on other local businesses to join Supersonics as their services are reasonable and easily accessible.
Because Supersonic is a Microsoft Finance Bank boo xam ne dafa am njëriñ ci askani Gambia because dañ la jàppale liggéeykat yi nga xam ne amuñ doole.
Supersonics is a microfinance bank that is very beneficial to Gambians. As a customer, I have no regrets joining them. I am very grateful for the support. The opening of this new head office couldn't have been timelier, and I called on everyone to join Supersonics because they have the best services.
We therefore thank the board of directors and the management for selecting Talinding, to build such an institution. It came at the right time because we were yearning for such institutions. Thank God, God have answered our prayers.
Supersonics has over the years bankrolled and supported numerous youth and women-led initiatives, including the provision of $20 million to KMC to help youth entrepreneurs in the region, bought solar water pumps for Banyaka women gardeners and fertilizer for farmers at Jahalipacha rice fields, amongst others. The company currently has 15 branches across the country and is hoping to commission several other branches in the coming months. Answana Sonyasi for KTV News.
Q City FC are enjoying life in Banjul 3rd Division League with a 1-0 victory against Universal Academy on Sunday at the KG5 field. Our reporter Mumudu Gajaga has more in this report.
A second-half strike was enough to earn victory for Q City FC. For what would be his second goal in 3 games, Malanding Bojang was calmed when he got the opportunity, running to the keeper, scrambling to score the only goal of the game. This is their second successive win. An elated Malanding Bojang told QTV his impression of scoring a goal.
I
scored my second goal in 3 matches today, so I am very happy. We were very tired today, but managed to cope. The 3rd division is completely different from what we were used to. We usually face teams in this competition who are more experienced than us. QCDFC coach Ahmad Cham described the game as the most difficult for his side so far in the league.
I think this is one of the most difficult games we have played, and the team played very well. It was very hard. They fought tooth and nail. They fought for everything they got, and luckily we were in a position to get the goal and score, and we were in a position to defend it. The team was really resilient. They did what they were supposed to do to go home with the 3 points, and I'm very glad. With all the environment, it was very, very tough. We know that.
Universal Academy fought hard to get an equalizer, but a resilient QCDFC side didn't give them a chance, defending with every sinew to seal an important victory. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, that's all we have for you in this edition of the QTV News. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Thanks for watching. Have a pleasant night.